Hi viewers, in this class we are going to discuss social behavior. Apart from the animal behavior, this is a topic social behavior among the animals. Under this we will see introduction to the topic, general characteristics of the social behavior, categorizing the diversity of the social behavior, the range of social behavior in animals, historical perspective, benefits of the social behavior, breeding behavior of the animals, and insect societies. Let us start with the introduction and the definition. The animal social behavior is defined as the suite of interactions that occur between two or more individual animals, usually of the same species, when they form simple aggregations, cooperate in sexual or parental behavior, engage in disputes over territory, and access to mates, or simply communicate across. Social behavior usually defined by the interaction, not by the distribution of the animals in a particular space. Clumping or aggregation is not required for the social behavior, but it facilitates the interaction among the animals. Let us take an example, the female moth. When a lone female moth emits a bouquet of pheromones to attract male potential mates, that indicates, it means that she is engaging in a social behavior. Another example for this, when a male red deer, Cervus elaphus, gives a loud roar to signal dominance and keep other males away. So this also indicates he is also being a social animal. Then coming to the general characteristics of the social behavior. Social behavior ranges from simple attraction to division of labor, cooperation, and altruism. Social behavior may not involve in cooperation towards the mutual benefit, and there is a involvement of the natural selection and even the survival of the fittest. Once the concept of genetics is also involved, otherwise integrated into the concept of evolution, it became apparent that such individuals will transmit the most copies of their gene to the future generations. And social organisms are often seen to be fiercely competitive and aggressive. For example, if you see, friendly interaction among children on a playground can quickly dissolve into fierce competition if there are two few balls or swings in the cricket match, let us assume. Otherwise, in an intense competitive interactions resulting in bodily harm can occur even among the family members. That is, social behavior is designed to enhance an individual's ability to garner resources and form the alliance that help it to survive and to reproduce. And a delicate balance of cooperative and competitive behaviors are expected to characterize animal societies. Categorizing the diversity of social behavior. Social behavior encompasses a wide variety of interactions from temporary feeding aggregations or mating swarms to multi generational family groups with cooperative brood care. Over the years, there have been many attempts to classify the diversity of social interactions under to understand the evolutionary progress of the social behavior. Here we are observing the feeding aggregation of the animals, and as well as the swarming of the mating swarms of the animals. So that is the range of the social behavior. A series of veteran American entomologists right from 1920, starting in the 1920s with William Morton Wheeler and continuing into 1970s with Howard Evans, Charles Michener and Evo Wilson. They developed a categorization of the sociality following the two routes. They are parasocial sequence, they are parasocial sequence and as well as the subsocial sequences. Parasocial sequence and the subsocial sequence. In the parasocial sequence, adults of the same generation assist one another to varying degrees. At one end of the spectrum are females of communal species. These females cooperate in nest construction but rear their broods separately. In quasi-social species, broods are attended cooperatively and each female may still reproduce. In semi-social species, they also practice cooperative brood care, but they possess within the colony a worker caste of individuals that never reproduce. And eusocial species typically engage in cooperative brood care. In addition, they have distinct castes that perform different functions and an overlap of generations within the colony. And if we come to the subsocial sequence, the alternate route to eusociality involves increasingly close association between females and their offspring. In primitively subsocial species, the female provides direct care for a time but departs before the young emerge as adults. This stage followed by two intermediate subsocial species. One where the care of young is extended to the point where the mother is present when her offspring mature, and the other one is where offspring are retained that assist in the rearing of additional broods. So this is all about the parasocial and the subsocial sequences. And there are essential qualities of sociality. E.O. Wilson, according to his book Sociobiology, the New Synthesis, provided a blueprint for the research in this field when it was published in 1975. He has given some characteristic features for the each and every organism to get a sociality that should follow all these features. So Wilson compiled a set of 10 essential qualities of sociality, including group size, distribution of different age and sex classes, cohesiveness, amount and pattern of connectedness, permeability, interaction among the individuals, compartmentalization, differentiation of roles among group members, integration of behaviors, communication and information flow, and finally fraction of time devoted to social behavior. These are the 10 essential qualities of sociality according to Evo Wilson. And next thing to be discussed is the The range of social behavior in animals. The range of social behavior is best understood by considering how sociality benefits the individuals involved. Because interacting with other individuals is inherently dangerous and potentially costly. Both the costs and benefits of social behavior and the costs and benefits of aggregating with other play a role in the evolution of the aggregation. On the positive side, the aggregation may provide individuals with increased access to food through information sharing and cooperative defense against the non group members. Conversely, the close contact with members of the same species increases the risk of cannibalism, parasitism, and the disease. And this is betterly illustrated by studies of cliff swallows. Cliff swallows, Hirundopyronata. Hirundopyronata, it is commonly called as the cliff swallows, which suggests that the original benefit of nesting near other individuals and forming colonies was information sharing and increased ability to exploit a highly variable insect food resources. When colonies were formed, other benefits arose, including more efficient detection of predators. These benefits are countered by several costs of coloniality, including increased susceptibility to ectoparasites, increased incidence of food stealing, that is, kleptoparasitism, and the need to travel greater distances to foraging areas. And you can also observe the extra pair matings. Some costs and benefits of things they may be overlap. For example, coloniality increases the opportunity for some males to mate with females other than their primary mates, that is, extra pair matings. It is a benefit for the males succeeding in obtaining extra pair matings and a cost to cockloaded males. Similarly, coloniality allows some females to lay eggs in the nests of the other females in the colony. That is a conspecific brood parasitism. It is beneficial to them but costly to the parasitized pair. The outcome of these multiple factors, which included the extent to which each individual involved and it is affected, a delicate balance leading to wide variation group sizes ranging from solitary nesting to nesting in colonies of several thousand pairs. And you can also see the another example, that is the bark beetles. Bark beetles also they may get benefited by the social behavior. And aggregations they may increase communication and cooperation. Here in the bark beetles they form large aggregations by mutual attraction to the bark of a fallen log and also to the odors of other members of their species. And you can see the examples, another examples. Aggregation that increases the communication and the cooperation. The best example is the tree hoppers. Tree hoppers. Here, what happens, regardless of the mechanism of attraction, once animals are grouped, there is selection to evolve increasing degrees of communication, cooperation, individual recognition, and efficiency to better exploit the potential advantages of the group living. In some tree hoppers, aggregations, nymphs communicate the threat of the predator by using vibrations. which humans can detect only with electronic instrument. This is a tree hopper, and in some other examples, a more sophisticated form of communication is found in eastern tent caterpillars, that is Malacosoma americanum, which rest in a communal tent that increases in size as they grow and add silk. Colony members leave the tent on brief forays to feed on foliage within their tree, at which point they lay chemical trails that other group members follow to locate high quality feeding sites. And in the next example, we will take into consideration the African alliance. Here, coalition of male African lions that compete for control of groups of females are a classic example of the behavior of the animals. There is a Panthera leo. Migration in herds is common and can involve tremendous number of individuals. For example, more than 1 million blue wildebeest, more than 1 million blue wildebeest typically migrate in a clockwise fashion over the plains of East Africa, covering a distance of over 2,500 kilometers, of about 1,550 miles each year, in search of rain ripened grass. And the record size of migratory aggregations, is probably the African desert locust, that is Cysticerca gregaria, which forms huge swarms covering as much as 200 square kilometer, of about 80 square miles. Each swarm contains upward of 10 billion individuals moving more or less cohesively in search of food. Among vertebrates, the largest known aggregations were probably those of the now extinct passenger pigeon, Ectopistes migratorius of North America. Vast groups of these birds migrating together in search of food, particularly large acorn crops, reportedly exceeded 3 to 5 billion individuals. And the next example is, there are two examples where we can see blaze moles such as the naked mole rat, Heterocephalus glaber, and the Damerland mole rat, Cryptomys damarensis, engage in truly eusocial behavior. They are the only vertebrate species known to do so. And here there is a Bewick's swan. Here the Bewick's swan is long-lived animal which may live for up to 25 years and mate for life. And there is a historical perspective on the study of social behavior. Various aspects of animal social behavior intrigued humans for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Social behavior has been documented by writers starting with Aristotle 330 BC before Christ. However, it was Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species in 1859 that initiated the modern approach with its assertion that behavior, like morphology and physiology, evolves through natural selection. And there are the other scientists who worked on the social behavior. The British naturalist H. Eliot Howard. H. Eliot Howard, he wrote Territory in Bird Life in 1920. American entomologist William Morton Wheeler, we already discussed, and British statistician and scientist R.A. Fisher, 1930, The Genetical Theory of Natural Selection, and American ecologist W.C. Alley, 1931. He wrote Animal Aggregations, and English ecologist Fraser Darling, A Herd of Red Deer in 1937, and Bird Flocks and the Breeding Cycle in 1938, and English ornithologist David Lambert Lack, The Life of the Robin, 1943. In addition, English biologist Sir Julian Huxley's Evolution, The Modern Synthesis, 1942, and all of them, they merged Darwin's thinking with new knowledge of genetics to transform evolutionary biology into a comprehensive paradigm for understanding evolutionary change. And Konrad Lorenz, Karl von Frisch, and Nicholas Tinbergen for the study of. So these are the scientists. They are first to perform field experiments to test hypotheses of social behavior. These three are often considered the founders of ethology, and they shared the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1973 for their discoveries concerning organization and elicitation of individual and social behavioral patterns. That was the only time workers in this field have been so honored. These were the three great scientists. And later on, according to W.D. Hamilton, 1964, the kin selection plays a major role in the evolution of the altruism, cooperation, and sociality. And Evo Wilson, he wrote the Sociobiology, the New Synthesis in 1975, which laid the cornerstone for the modern interdisciplinary study of animal behavior. Although the bulk of Wilson's book is not controversial, a final chapter attempting to understand the evolution of human social behavior using adaptionist principles ignited such an intense debate that the very word sociobiology. This is all about the historical perspective of the socialization or sociality. So these were the three great scientists: Konrad Lorenz, Nicotin Bergen, and Karl von Frisch. Coming to the benefits of the social behavior. Social behavior seems to provide many benefits to those who practice it. Studies have shown that many animals are more successful in finding food if they search as a group. This is especially true if food resources are clumped together only in certain places. If more individuals are cooperating in the search, there is a greater chance one of them will find the clump of food. In some cases, foraging in a group makes it easier to capture a prey. For example, if we see dolphins are known to surround a school of fish and to take turns directing into the center to eat the fish that are trapped in the middle. Many carnivores will band together when they try to capture large prey. For example, wolves will hunt together when hunting moose, and lions will hunt together when hunting large prey such as wildebeest. When these animals are hunting much smaller prey, they will often hunt singly. And you can observe some other examples. Many animals live in social groups partly for protection. Although one baboon might not be able to fight off a leopard, a troop of baboons often is able to do so. In addition, with more individuals cooperating together, some can serve as sentries looking for danger while the other group members are eating or sleeping. And there are some other examples like the flocks of the shorebirds, that is a rapidly moving and turning school of fish. Otherwise, the flock of birds or head of antelope is believed to make it very difficult for the predator to remain focused on a single individual. If one individual is unable to keep up with the group, the predator will then be able to focus on it and usually will succeed in catching it. And there is another example. Some animals from social groups to make travel easier. Canada goose and other bird species specially fly in a V shaped formation, just like the bicyclists who ride behind one another in order to reduce wind resistance. The goose fly in formation to reduce the wind they must encounter. In this situation, the lead bird has the most tiring job, which is why several birds usually take turns leading the V shape. And let us see the breeding behavior. Sometimes social behavior exhibited by groups of males or females during the breeding season. In some cases, males may band together and try to chase the dominant male away, so they have a better chance of mating success. In other instances, males are known to cooperate in making their courtship displays. The best example is the turkeys. Turkeys fowls. Turkeys often perform their courtship display in pairs, even though only one of the turkeys ends up doing most of the mating. Why would the unsuccessful male agree to help? The two male turkeys are usually brothers. Since brothers share about 50% of the same genes, even if only one brother mates, many of the genes of the unsuccessful brother are passed on too. And in some of the cases, like the flying lemurs, in some species, the females form social groups during the breeding season. In certain circumstances, females will look after one another's offspring while the other mother goes out to find out the food. In other species, such as lemurs, females may form social groups as a kind of defense. Males of some lemur species will try to kill the offspring of females that mated with another male. By banding together, the females are sometimes able to ward off the attacking male. And coming to the insect societies, some of the well developed social behavior is exhibited by insects such as ants, termites, bees, and wasps. Many of these species live in colonies with thousands or even millions of individuals. One benefit of social behavior for these insects is that different individuals specialize in certain activities. For example, some of the honeybees are the workers who build the colony and go out looking for food that they bring back. Other individuals are the soldiers of the colony. Their job is to continually patrol the colony premises and to protect the colony from possible attacks from the other colonies. In many ant and bee colonies, all worker and soldier ants are females. Males are usually present in the colony but do not contribute much. Finally, there is a queen ant or bee. The queen's only job for her entire life is to lay eggs that the workers will care for. There are substantial benefits to forming social groups, and there are also some benefit cost to living closely with other of the same species. First, one competes most with others that are most like oneself, and as a member of a social group always has to share or compete with others for resources. Second one, because of the numbers and close proximity of individuals in many social groups, diseases may spread through social groups relatively and rapidly. And the last one, the male bowerbird of the Australian rainforest has long interested scientists with its unusual courting behavior. The bower constructs a sort of bachelor pad on the forest floor, a complex structure of twigs, leaves, and moss, further decorating it with the berries and shells and feathers. Scientists believe that it is specifically designed to attract the mates. This is all about the social behavior among different groups of animals. Thank you one and all. For more videos, please watch and subscribe my YouTube channel Swami Zoology. Thank you one and all.